Good afternoon, South Mississippi. It is Wednesday, July 16th, another ass hot day throughout the Gulf South. And this is WTF, usually known as What's the Forecast. But folks, honestly, today it's like, what the fuck, man? A lot of you have gone batshit crazy with this entity to the east that hasn't even developed yet. It does look like we're going to get some rainfall, but decided to hop on here and do a quick recording and show you folks what's happening here in South Mississippi, including what's expected to happen over the next couple of days. So if you haven't been outside, it's hot and humid. It's mid-July. We know that, right? Cloud coverage has developed. We're going to find some isolated showers and thunderstorms into this afternoon. Only about a 30 to 40% chance. But again, wanted to hop on here to talk about the tropics to let you know what's happening. Folks, this time of the year, these tropical entities, they prone to develop closer to the area. Northern Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, down towards the gap between Cuba. This is the normal for what usually happens for this time of the year. And we're going to continue to find activity increasing over the next several months, a couple of months actually, towards the latter part of hurricane season. September, October, our peak time frame. As a matter of fact, September 17th is the peak time frame as far as tropical entities. So this is what we're looking at over the next couple of days. Give me just a second to get everything situated here. Uh, Boy, sure missed television weather when I had all the people doing all this stuff for me. All I had to do was sit back and talk about the weather. So, all right. So it's hot and humid out there here in South Mississippi. We're going to see the low 90s into this afternoon. And again, I want to take just a second to welcome you into WTF, otherwise known as What the Forecast. I'm Rob Knight, prior television chief meteorologist, prior Air Force meteorologist, combined of 29, well, actually going on 30 years of being in the meteorology field. So getting into it, folks, we're tracking the tropics, and here's what we're looking at. Again, if you've been outside today, notice the cloud coverage earlier this morning. Clouds have increased. We started off with the upper level cloud shield from that mass activity that is just to the south of the area. You can see just south of, the Mississippi-Alabama state line, several thunderstorms, huge buildup, including further east into the northeastern Gulf of Mexico towards the Florida Big Bend area. Since we're talking about Florida, take a look where that Tallahassee dot is, and just to the left of it, that is where we find that circulation, folks. Some weak circulation over land right now. It is projected to drift, make its way southwest, just to the west and northwest of the Panama City area. We're going to continue to see conditions deteriorate over the next 12 to 18 hours or so. But right now, still have nice conditions here in South Mississippi. Yeah, it's hot and humid. The wind has picked up just a little bit, and we're going to continue to see fairly normal winds into this afternoon. So this is what we're looking at. This, you can see where X marks the spot. We're going to continue to see that core convection, so to speak, to the west and the southwest along the northern Gulf of Mexico. There's still a dominant area of high pressure from the Midwest down through the lower Tennessee Valley area, Mississippi Valley, and then back towards the west over Texas and into southern Texas. So that's going to play a big factor in recurving this entity. And I keep saying this entity because later tonight, we could be looking at a tropical disturbance and potentially a tropical depression, maybe a tropical storm by Thursday afternoon into Thursday night as it approaches the southeastern Louisiana coast. Now, keep in mind, a multitude of factors have to line up, but right now there is a low chance of development into tonight. As you can see, next 2 days about a 40%, and even after that, the National Hurricane Center is still looking at a 40% chance. Again, they're kind of hedging their bets just a little bit, depending on timing and how things interact with this area of weak low pressure that's going to continue to move towards the west. So you can see the track. It's going to take it, the flow, the overall flow itself will take it just to the west and to the west southwest. By Thursday morning, it should be just to the south of the Mississippi Alabama line, and that's going to keep giving us more of a southeasterly flow. By Thursday afternoon, with it approaching the mouth of the Mississippi, we're going to start seeing more of an onset with that southerly flow, that very strong moisture influx coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. And even though tonight we're going to start seeing more in the way of isolated activity, our best shot for both onshore flow for coastal flooding, for sand blowing across Highway 90. And you know how that is, right? Especially if you ride a motorcycle, you snake all through that, man. It doesn't get more hazardous than that. And then the heavy rainfall as well. That is all going to come into play late tomorrow morning into Thursday night and into Friday as well, depending on exactly where this thing tracks. Now, as far as the NHC goes, Friday morning, it should be well to the west of South Mississippi, just to the northeast and east of Baton Rouge, approaching the extreme southwestern portion of Mississippi, just west of Pike, Walthall counties, riding the state line up towards well, very close to the southeastern portion of Arkansas. This is going to be by Saturday morning. By Saturday, we're going to start seeing more of a westerly flow as this thing makes its way north and northwest of our area. So again, the greatest concern is going to come, and I say greatest concern, folks, it's not going to be that crazy, but for some reason, a lot of you have decided to just go batshit crazy off the wall. Let me segue here for just a second. I don't blame you for losing your mind over things because you're seeing a lot on social media. In this day and age, you're inundated with information. The best thing you can do for both your peace of mind and to plan accordingly is to make sure you know the source of where it's coming from. 30-year meteorologist, I would say listen to him. Your local news television channels, I would say listen to them. CNN, the big boys, the Weather Channel, listen to them. Other meteorologists throughout the country, listen to them. National Hurricane Center, National Weather Center, listen to them. Billy Joe Bob from up the street, hell no. Okay. Billy Joe Bob is just trying to spread some shit on the internet as fast as he possibly can without even reading it, or even worse, he reads it and then he puts in his own thoughts about what's happening. So again, for your mental health, well-being, and to plan accordingly and not freak the hell out, make sure you listen to somebody that's reputable. Also, spread that. If you know it's from a reputable source, spread that, share that, help people. So with that being said, again, our greatest concern is going to come tonight through the day Thursday night, and into as late as maybe about midday Friday. Going into tomorrow, midday into the afternoon, we're going to start seeing that southerly push coming, more of a south-southwest by Thursday night. But the rainfall is going to be one of the issues. Starting off with the rainfall first, with us getting rainfall tonight through the day on Thursday and into Friday. And believe it or not, even though flash flooding is going to be prevalent Thursday, tomorrow, it's going to be more likely Friday as things start to wind down, as this, whatever it's going to be, area of low pressure, tropical depression, disturbance, whatever the hell it's going to be, as it moves towards the southeastern portion of Arkansas, we're going to start seeing things improving Friday. But if we get pockets of heavy rainfall tomorrow, the ground is going to get saturated by Thursday night into Friday. Even more heavy rainfall. That's just going to add to the problem. We're going to see more in the way of runoff because the ground is going to get so saturated. It's not going to be able to absorb that additional water. So Thursday night into Friday, that's when flash flooding is going to be more prevalent. But again, it is going to be very possible through the day Thursday as well. As far as the greatest risk for flooding, you can see that we're going to be in that very dark green area from from Pensacola all the way back into the Beaumont, Texas area and north into southeastern Arkansas. That's going to be the area with the greatest flooding risk. Outside of that, flooding potential will continue, just not as great. So we're going to start seeing that southerly flow later tonight into tomorrow morning. We're going to see water pushing up against our coastline. Hancock County has the lowest coastline that we have on any given summer day with a strong southerly push. Hancock County, you folks know there at Highway 90, you're going to start getting that inundated with water. Outside of that, Highway 90 throughout South Mississippi, with that onshore flow and those stronger winds, we're going to start seeing sand pile up against Highway 90, which is treacherous for motor vehicles, but more so for motorcycles, bikers, and things of that nature. So just a heads up, Thursday, Friday, we're going to see a lot of sand on Highway 90. We're going to start seeing coastal flooding, which, by the way, expected about 1 to 3 feet above astronomical norms as far as the tides go, beginning as early as late morning tomorrow. That should continue through about Friday late afternoon into Friday evening before our winds start to switch back. So our area between tonight and through Friday, excuse me, Friday mid-afternoon, we're going to be looking at a realistic possibility of about 2 to 4 inches, especially with this entity projected to stay south of the area, about 100, 150 miles south of the area, moving west towards the very extreme southeastern portion of coastal Louisiana. 2 to 4 inches is going to be a likely possibility tonight, Thursday into Friday afternoon. Now, we could see additional rainfall, additional pockets, which potentially could bring closer to about 4 inches of individual pockets. I'm not talking about widespread. 2 to 4 inches, possible widespread, 4 inches potential with individual pockets. And as far as the wind gust goes, again, that's all going to depend on how this thing develops. Looking at a tropical disturbance, a tropical depression, something along that line, it looks like we're going to be seeing wind gusts here in South Mississippi. Again, with it staying well to the south, wind gusts into the 30, maybe even into the low 40 mile per hour range. So we're not talking about anything just off the charts as far as the wind and the water goes. But you're definitely going to know there's something else in the area, except outside, I should say, of your typical summer afternoon thunderstorms. So areas of flash flooding is going to be a possibility through the day tomorrow, but more so likely Friday morning as the ground gets very, very saturated. Astronomical tides will be running about 1 to 3 feet above normal. So we potentially could be looking at about 2 to 4 feet as far as the tide range between Thursday night and into Friday. So the sky's not falling, folks, but you got to stay aware as to what's happening in the area. Those of you who work outdoors, my lawn guy, he checks with me all the time. I'll let him know what's happening so they can plan their days accordingly. And I like helping you do that as well. So this afternoon, we're going to be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to be in the low 90s. As a matter of fact, the heat advisory that was issued earlier this morning was canceled because of the cloud coverage out there, keeping us cooler and the expected rainfall coming in later this afternoon at about 40%. Thursday, greatest potential for rainfall, 80 to 90% into Thursday night. We're going to be looking at winds elevating tomorrow out of the east at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And again, the potential for gusts, especially tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, could be in the 30s and potentially even into the low 40 mile per hour range. Obviously, you don't have to barricade windows or things like that. Loose objects, you may want to consider, picking those things up or pulling them to a corner somewhere where the wind isn't going to affect them. Overall, temperatures are going to be cooler tomorrow, Friday as well, and then start to rebound Saturday. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be looking at the mid 80s with rain chances at 80 to 90% tomorrow into tomorrow night, dropping off to that 60 to 70% on Friday. And again, even though I have the flash flood triangle on Friday, we're going to have that potential tomorrow. All I'm saying is that depending on pockets of heavy rainfall and very saturated ground, if we get heavy rain again Thursday night into Friday, that saturated ground is not going to be able to absorb the water as quickly Friday as it will tomorrow. Friday, we're going to see a lot more in the way of runoff. So remember that old phrase, turn around, don't drown, stuff like that. By Saturday, we see sunshine back into the equation. Temperatures rebound back into the upper 80s. We'll still be looking at summertime pattern of about 40% chance for thunderstorms Saturday, 30% on Sunday. As a matter of fact, Sunday and Monday is going to be pretty nice. We're going to see low end chance for showers and thunderstorms, mainly induced by daytime heating. So it's going to be afternoon isolated activity. Back into the low 90s Sunday, going into Monday, and then by Tuesday, well, that summertime heat returns. We're going to be under a low end chance for a little bit of afternoon relief with showers and thunderstorms, but temperatures are going to pop back into the mid 90s. So again, folks, this is WTF. What the forecast? Stop going batshit crazy. The multitude of people that have sent me Facebook messages and texts and things like that. Calm down. I'm here for you. If the sky was falling, trust me, I would be the first to tell you, hey, the damn sky is falling, okay? Get the hell out of Dodge. That is not the case, folks. We're going to see some rainfall come this weekend. Everything's going to be bright green. Even if you don't water your lawn, everything's going to be bright green. Then we're going to be back to that typical summertime pattern come the weekend into early next week. Stay weather aware, stay safe. Don't worry about sharing Billy Bob Joe's text down the street or his Facebook social media thing about the skies falling. Tune into WTF, tune into a reputable source. Okay. We're going to tell you how it is. We're going to help keep you safe, folks. Right here on WTF. Rob Knight, Wednesday afternoon. I've got some other shit to do. So y'all enjoy the afternoon and I'll be back as soon as I can.